offline.
With Lorwyn Eclipsed, I found my next commander. I've had 2 commander decks for like way too long for someone that runs an entire channel talking about commander. If you check in on the live streams, you probably hear me time to time say that I used to play white weenie decks a lot in standard. I've always been looking for a commander to translate that into commander. I've tried Alesha. Wasn't really a me thing. But then I saw the spoiler from my boy Sygg, Wanderwine Wisdom. 1 and a blue for a 2/2, can't be blocked. Whenever this creature enters or transforms into Sygg, Wanderwine Wisdom, target creature gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, draw a card until end of turn. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 white to transform Sygg into Sygg, Wanderbrine Shield, who is a 2/2 that can't be blocked. And when this creature transforms into Sygg, Wanderbrine Shield, target creature you control gains protection from each color until your next turn. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a blue and transform him back. Ooh. Even the camera guy's hyped. Time to dust off the knowledge about white weenie. I don't mean to brag. I got a little bit of a good brain for white weenie. What? I shouldn't say that. So, step 1 to this deck, we're running as many low CMC double strike creatures as we can get. Illuminator Virtuoso, Kinjali's Dawn Runner, Rover Blades is great because it also is an equipment that can give other stuff double strike. Fabled Hero, Lies Hexed, Shrike Force, Mirren Crusader, Silverblade Paladin, again, can give other stuff double strike as well. Adorned Pouncer. So you get to run those, okay? And already, just with that in Sygg, giving double strikers unblockable with Sygg, already pretty good. Giving double strikers the ability to, when they connect, draw a card. Sure, we'll draw 2 cards whenever they connect off Sygg. Or Sygg's backside, giving a double striker protection from every color so it connects. We'll take both of those. Part 2 of this is more low CMC creatures that have combat triggers, so we could just stack another draw a card combat trigger on top of those creatures. Piper Wright investigates that many times whenever she deals combat damage to a player. Sirach Spellblade gets counters for playing instants and sorceries and then draws you that many cards equal to the counters when it connects. Mercurial Spelldancer can't be blocked. 2/1 gets oil counters that you can then remove to copy instants and sorceries. Mist Syndicate Naga creates tokens of itself. Silent Hall Creeper gives itself 1/1 counters, draws you a card, and then becomes a copy of something on your board. Malcolm is a looter when it connects that puts counters on itself that once it hits 4 lets you cast spells for free, and Thada lets you steal artifacts from opponents when it connects. Again, these creatures paired with either side of Sygg is going to be good. Just throw an extra draw card onto their already inherently deal combat damage. Most of them are highly evasive type creature they are anyway. Was that English? It was Nicklish. Are you Nicklish? Step number 3 is going to be more combat damage buffs that we can give to our double strikers. We can give it to some of our evasive creatures, whichever of those we want to. We've got Fly to give enchant creature flying and enter the dungeon when it connects. Goggles of Night is an equipment that gives creature that lets us draw a card and scry. That lets us scry 1 and draw a card when it connects. It's going to get a little redundant to say when it connects, so all of the stuff I'm going to read here happens when we deal combat damage to a player. Cool. Goldvein Pick makes us treasures. Staggering Insight draws us a card. Curious Obsession draws us a card. Mask of Schemers lets us connive X, where X is the damage it dealt. Stolen Identity can cipher onto something, so whenever that thing it's ciphered onto does damage, we create a token copy of it. Bloodforged Battle Axe is an equipment that starts making copies of itself. Mask of Memories lets us draw 2 cards and discard a card. Combat Research lets us draw a card. Arcane Heist has Cipher as well and lets us cast instants and sorceries from opponents' graveyards. Lost Jite puts counters on itself that we can remove to untap target land, or target creature can't be blocked this turn, or put a 1/1 counter on equipped creature. We have Sword of Hours, which has an attack trigger and a combat trigger. It gets 1/1 counters when it attacks, and you roll a d12 when it actually connects. And if the result is greater than the damage dealt, you can double the number of 1/1 counters on the creature. This is super good in here. And of course, OG Umezawa's Jite, being a 2-drop that puts charge counters on itself that you can remove to give equipped creature 1/1, to give target creature -1/-1, or to gain 2 life. And then just like throwing in some weenie interaction in there that's good. Like Ascend from Avernus, which can return a bunch of our small creatures from grave into play. Delny, which can double triggered abilities of creatures we control that are small. I wonder if that's going to be good in here. Mentor of the Meek draws us cards. Recruiter of the Guard searches us small creatures. Tacasia's Welcome draws us cards. Raise the Past recurs them. And Sun Titan is a 6/6 for 6 that will regenerate small creatures on ETB or attack. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. Big things coming in February. Huge shout out to all the Patreon members and YouTube members that you can see on screen right now. You guys are seriously helping out a ton. We got like 4 or 5 new ones last time we went live, which is crazy, especially around like the holidays. So thank you a ton for that. And let me know if you have any suggestions for my main man, Sygg. And with that, I'm going to get out of your hair. See you guys. Peace.